Hey y'all! So it's the first week of October, and I could not wait one more second to start planning my Halloween costume. And who else would I be this year other than the queen herself, Beyoncé? So today I'm going to show you my tutorial on how I made the bottom half of my costume this year, which are the holographic fringe boots she wore during her Coachella performance. Coachella was so amazing, and I hope my recreation does her justice. For these boots, you'll need white knee-high socks, white shoes, holographic fringe curtain, lots of tape, and scissors. I ended up switching out the shoes from the previous photo because I found these shoes at Target. When I put on those flat shoes with my beautiful boots, it was so country, I almost died. So for $34.99, I definitely recommend you get booties. The first thing I did was tape one end of the curtain down and combed it so that it was even and lays flat against the table with minimal gaps. Then you'll tape across the width of the curtain in about 5 to 6 inch increments across the entire curtain. I didn't use measuring tape, I just eyeballed it to ensure that it was even and level as possible. And I did this going from the top to the bottom. The tape did stick to the varnish of the wooden table, so if you have a plastic or linoleum surface, I would definitely recommend doing it on that so that you don't ruin your table, your floors, or your walls. After that, you're going to go through starting from the bottom to the top and cut above where you place the tape. So you'll take your scissors just above that tape line and you'll go through and cut so that the fringe ends up in short fringe strips. At first, this portion was a little difficult, but as I got into the groove, it became easier and quicker to cut. Here I am cutting off stray pieces to make sure that each layer is even and not straggly, because Beyoncé is not straggly, honey, so neither will I be, okay? In case that's confusing, I'm going to give you guys a little pictorial to better explain. So let's say your fringe is pink, and you're going to tape, which is the gray, across the width of the fringe. Then you'll cut above the gray, which is your tape, on that green line, and then you'll have strips of fringe. I place my strips of fringe on the window to stay untangled and out of the way. You can see how each strip is relatively even. Next, we move on to the quote-unquote boot portion. This is more like a fringe leg warmer, but I purchased compression socks for this look. The fit is better versus a slouch sock or a thick cotton sock. I first tape with the sticky side facing outwards all the way from the ankle to the knee, ensuring that I cover my entire leg without any gaps. Then I go back over and tape with the sticky side towards my leg from the ankle to the knee on both. You can skip this step, but I cut off the mold to show you the form that is the base of your boot or your calf mold or your leg warmer. And this is me taping it back on. This will be the way that I put my boots on Halloween night with the fringe and everything intact. I'll tape it together on the inside of the calf. I apologize for my camera not being far enough away to record the full final steps of my boots, but from the ankle upwards, I taped the strips of fringe in a wrapping motion around my leg. I did this with no specific methodology. When I saw sparse areas, I placed the fringe, and it was still pretty sticky, but I did reinforce each strip with pieces of tape to ensure that I didn't have a wardrobe malfunction. I have pretty wide calves, so I used all but 2 strips of the curtain and like 3 rolls of tape for this. If you guys please take a second and share this video, because I know I'm not the only one that wants to be Coachella Beyoncé for Halloween, and sharing is caring. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, so now we're on to the final steps, final strips of fringe, and Sasha was waking up inside of me. I could feel her. I could hear Big Frida gassing me up like, ooh, cha. The boots look great, and I'm so excited for Halloween. What are you going to be for Halloween? If you create one of Beyonce's looks this year, please tag me on Instagram. I love seeing everyone's costumes. It's my favorite part.